This is the cellar. Wow, did you hear that echo? James? James?
Yeah, let's get out of here. I'm freaked out.
Thank you for joining me on this video. If you are wondering what this is about, this is a 20k subscriber special. This is my way of saying thank you to all you loyal subscribers out there that have supported the channel for many, many years. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done, all the comments, the thumbs up, even when you're talking to like-minded people and you drop the 401 files in conversation. I really, really appreciate it. And so my way of saying thank you to you guys was to do something big, something special. And the only way I could think of, the only thing I could think of, and the only way I could do that was create 3 videos in one. Stay tuned for where the next day will be and the day after that, because I will be revealing at the end of this video as we explore the military base. Who knows what we might find.
And the Commanders-in-Chief of the German Army, Navy, and Air Forces. Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight, Tuesday the 8th of May. But in the interest of saving lives, the ceasefire began yesterday to be sounded all along the front, and our dear Channel Islands are also to be freed today.
Don't leave this building.
Right.
You just go explore the rooms.
Yeah.
I'll go upstairs and we'll just mooch around. You do some filming, I'll do some filming. But do not leave this building.
Right.
Go into different rooms, just don't leave this building, because then we might get lost.
No worries.
But yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and see what's going on up here.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, dude. I hope these stairs are safe. It's like carpet. There's still carpet laid down. Crazy. It looks like there's been some kind of fire damage in this room. I could be wrong, it could be just natural decay, but it looks like the walls have been scorched. So I've brought a friend of mine out tonight for this investigation. He's a guy that I actually met through doing the channel. He's a subscriber here on the 401 Files. A real nice guy called James. Shares very similar interests. And I was originally going to do this investigation solo. But I know that when nightfall comes in an area like this, not only is it going to be extremely dangerous, it's going to be extremely creepy. And again, if I do get injured or he gets injured, it's always nice to have someone there who we can shout out to. Now, we're not going to be staying together for most of the night. Usually the way I do things is solo. I'm out there, you know, doing things on my own, and that's the way I kind of want to keep things. So while we're in these big, large open buildings, there's many, many rooms, different corridors, nooks and crannies where we can both separate and investigate separately. That is the drill. Let's see how that goes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, one of us may find something. I've told James to record as much as he can, and once this investigation is over in the morning, once the sun is back up, and hopefully when we're still alive, he'll send me all this footage over and I'll be able to make something that's really immersive for you guys to enjoy.
In the peaceful times of the 1940s, the world was captivated by the magic of ballroom dances. These elegant and graceful forms of social dancing became a symbol of joy, romance, and unity. Across the globe, people gathered in grand ballrooms, gliding across polished floors, lost in the melodies of that era. But amidst the joy of celebration, the world was about to change. The outbreak of World War II cast a huge shadow over these dance halls, as thousands of young men and women were called upon to serve for their countries. Families were torn apart, and loved ones were separated by oceans and continents. The dances that once brought people together now served as a reminder of the empty spaces left behind on the dance floor.
I'm just telling the subscribers here that you've been like a fan of the channel for a while and stuff, and we share very similar interests. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at stuff like this here. I bet you there's tons of underground tunnels around this place. I reckon if we was to lift that.
I reckon so. What gets me is how get rid of all the soil from, you know, all the digging without the public, noticing.
Yeah. I mean, out in the desert where Area 51 is, it'd be quite easy. You know what I mean? It's surrounded by desert and things, so. And I just want to make it clear as well, you know, I haven't broken in here. I haven't trespassed in any way, shape or form. The guy who actually owns the premises has become a good friend of mine and kindly allowed me access. So please don't think that I'm doing anything untoward. I'm just here strictly for the history and the paranormal accounts that take place from this area. Now, one thing I've learned from experience when exploring these places is to be on your guard, because often when you go into like a new building or a new area of a building, there's pigeons that nest in these areas and they just fly out from nowhere and it can scare the life out of you. So it's happened a few times to me actually, but yeah, it never gets easier the more times that happens. I wonder what these were. Took every ounce of me then not to go. It's scary. You mean actual damage from the
Bombing.
Yeah, maybe.
Not seen all yet.
From what I've read online, I think a lot of the damage that was caused from the night raid, a lot of it was patched over and rebuilt. I want to find the runway, because apparently there's a runway. It's all overgrown now, but if we could find that, that'd be quite cool. You know, the actual place where the bombers would have took off before flying across to Germany. That's kind of a unique place.
There'll be either the Lancaster, the Avro Lancaster, or the Halifax bomber.
Yeah.
The Bristol Blenheim. Blenheim. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
So James has just been mooching around and made an ultimate discovery. We're going to have to, without a shadow of a doubt, come back here tonight to explore this, because what he's found is an underground cellar.
That is creepy.
Yeah, extremely creepy. When I say a cellar, it's exactly as you would imagine it in horror films, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that kind of thing. And in fact, I'll flip the camera now for you guys so you can have a look. This is terrifying. And you know what? Now I've seen it, it's made me more thankful that I have actually to come out and explore with me, because I would have wanted to have gone down there on my own, but it wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I'll show you guys now. So this is the cellar. Wow, did you hear that echo?
Yeah. My heart is pumping.
We just came down here about 2 minutes ago, and James actually just rushed back up the stairs because he thought he heard something up the top, which was quite creepy because I was left down here on my own for a while. But I'm getting some Blair Witch vibes.
Smell the wood.
Yeah. really smells like that tunnel there. I know.
There's an actual tunnel.
I don't know if we can get in there because it is really, really deep. It's quite. It's past the calf deep, isn't it? We'd get soaked if we went through there.
Yeah.
Can you just hold that torch for that tunnel? I'm going to zoom in. It's terrifying.
I wonder where that leads.
I know.
Do you reckon it really?
That's the exploring me as well, wanting to know.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'd get soaked, but still wanting to do it because... So that kind of confirms what we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That there must be underground tunnels that run through this area.
So we came through that way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my bearings right. So the cellar was...
It's weird because it kind of bent round on itself, which makes it very hard to orientate yourself. But what I'm thinking, now that we have confirmed there are tunnels here that were in use at one point, that has to now emerge somewhere else, right?
I think it's that way. Towards that building over there.
So as I'm walking through, you might notice these empty barrels stacked up. They're now being used as obstacles. Obviously this area is used for airsoft. And so a lot of this stuff here now is brought in for that purpose in mind. You know, these huge conflicts that take place now with airsoft. So yeah, if you're confused as to what these are, that is what it is.
So if we carry on past these buildings here,
Yeah.
and this will be in the main runway.
Something that I find really, I won't say strange, but it just makes you think a little bit, is when you're in these areas or locations like this, you know, this base at one point will have meant a lot to a lot of people, and then they would have never envisioned if you could fast forward time and show them what it would be now. And in some ways, although to many people it's lost its beauty, it's not what it once was in its prime. It's gained beauty in other ways that I find quite fascinating. There's something about decaying buildings and, you know, things that nature has taken back that to me holds its own unique kind of beauty. So we've just come into this really weird looking area. It just looks like this would have been where the military personnel stationed here would have been housed. It's like the accommodation. But now it's like a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie, because what would have been the gardens or the trees in the gardens have just overtaken everything. I mean, if you look behind me, that is a house. Did you hear that? That sounded like someone walking around in there.
Yeah, it did.
We just heard some really like weird noise, which definitely sounded like somebody walking around in one of these houses. So we're gonna go investigate and see if we can actually get inside. But that was weird. floor.
Floor tiles.
This is the floor. I
It's
thought
actually pretty hollow as that.
this is what I thought I heard in there. It's this sound hollow something. What? These houses aren't big. Where's the stairs? Oh, here's the stairs. I don't know if I trust that view. Oh, this floor's falling through, mate.
It's what?
It's fallen through on the landing.
Has it gone through?
Yeah, up here. There's an old fireplace up here and stuff, but nothing. Yeah, there she is. I don't trust going up there though. No, this floor's not the safest.
As we explored the maze of different buildings and rooms, it became very apparent to us both that this location holds a very unique place in history. The people who were once stationed here would have undoubtedly called this place home, and although me and James never mentioned it, I think in the back of our minds, we were both secretly thinking, what if? Some still do.
So we've decided to separate and go our separate ways to investigate and explore. Mainly because obviously we have a large area to cover and it makes more sense. But you know, all that being said, I do have a social battery. It's just something I've spoke to James about as well. I said, look, don't take offence if I start dropping off a little bit in an hour's time and going quiet, because that's just what I do. I don't know why I do it. I'm sure there's some kind of psychological meaning behind it, but I do have a social battery. I'm good for like a few hours and then I need to go recharge and step away and be on my own for a little bit. And then I'm good again. It's just the way I am. Tonight is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see the transformation of how eerie this place becomes. I'm literally walking through people's gardens. If I come through here, I'm now in somebody else's garden. Just climbed through the hole in the door, which is creating this huge draft through this place, and it's absolutely terrifying. On top of that, knowing that that is my only escape should I need to get out quickly is also terrifying. You know, if it's not creepy enough as it is exploring these places in their worst possible state, we don't know what people were doing in these places. It only takes one of these people, one of these residents, to have had similar interests to myself and start dabbling in things that I wish not to mention right now, and who knows what would be lying in this house. Look at the old stove fire. Wonder how James is getting on. Okay guys, so just for a bit of fun, you all know that I take inspiration from some of the classic horror movies of back in the day, and every now and then I'll throw in like a little scene for you guys that enjoy that stuff as well. So right now, I want to try and reenact a long time classic of mine, which is from the Blair Witch Project, and I hope you guys enjoy this.
I hear him. I hear him. I hear you! Josh! Josh!
I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely terrified. It's a whole different situation on the night. I don't know where Ben's got to. We split up about 10 minutes ago. We're gonna go meet at the car, he says, probably about 10-15 minutes. And then do some EVP stuff, but yeah, I'm not liking it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit anxious. I don't like this place at all. Wow. Check that out. It's so cold as well.
You know, I've said it a million times before, but no matter how brave you think you are, when you're in these places and it's night time, it's absolutely terrifying. Me and James split up about 15-20 minutes ago now. I'm not sure what part of the camp he's exploring. I know we're pretty close, but these buildings are so big. It is like a real life labyrinth. It's so easy to get lost. And obviously as well with these old buildings, you're hearing all the creaks. There's pieces of walls falling down, and you know, it's just, you hear all kinds of noises. And every now and then I'll think that maybe James is in the same building that I am, but when you listen now, I can't hear much more. I'm probably going to give it another 5 or 10 minutes, I think, and then head back to the car to see if I can find James. I hope he's filming. I hope he's recording his feelings as well, because if he's feeling anything like I am, it should make a great video. I don't know why we do this. Why do we do this? Like, why do we get into these places and put ourselves in situations like this? And realistically, the chances are we're not going to see anybody in these environments. Like, walking around here now, who else would be in this building? But that, on the flip side, makes it more scary, because if you do see somebody in this building, then that's a whole other level of creepy. I was just walking through this corridor and a pigeon got caught as it was trying to fly out. I obviously startled it and it got caught on one of the wires And there was just complete mayhem. Scared the life out of me though. James? 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 There was a pigeon. I was just talking to you guys about a pigeon. I've just been at the end of this corridor, and as I came up the stairs, I must have startled a pigeon. And then about 5 seconds after that, maybe longer, it sounded like there was someone at the opposite end of the corridor. James! I'm gonna flip the camera around. I actually dare put my feet down on the glass, just in case there is someone in this building. James! I've just come out of that building that was absolutely terrifying. You know, I had the whole thing of the pigeon scaring the life out of me. And then what I'm pretty convinced was footsteps at the opposite end of that corridor. But as I'm walking towards the car now, one of the more startling things is that James never called out when I shouted. Now, if he was close by, he would have 100% heard me. I mean, noise in these buildings echoes really, really loud. So that's quite concerning, that he's possibly not close enough to hear me shout like that. I'm going to make my way to the car and hopefully James will be there. If not, I'll need to give him a call because it's getting late. So I've been back at the car now about 15-20 minutes and there's still no sign of James. So I've got two options really. I can either wait here in the hopes that he comes back, but we should have met about half an hour ago, or I can move further back into where we last saw each other and start calling out for him again, see if he can hear me. But obviously at this point it's quite concerning. I don't know where the hell he is. James! Where are you? James! James! Are you in here? James! James! I hope to God he's not down here. I don't think he'd have been stupid enough to go down. James! Where the hell is he? James! 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 Oh my God. Mate, stay there. Am I glad I found you? Dude, I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been? Did you not hear me shouting?
Like we're an owl or something.
Mate, honest to God, I've been looking everywhere for you. Where did you go? Was you over in this Was you over in this direction, James? Was you over here?
I haven't been down there yet. I've been over that end, up right over there.
So you weren't over here at any point?
No.
Mate, honest to God, right, listen, I'm not even joking. You must have heard me shout though, right?
I don't know. I've only heard the bloody owl.
Have you been trying to find your way back to the car?
Yeah, and I've got like, I remember.
Have you been back to the car? Have you been back?
No, not yet.
I went to the car thinking that you was there. I don't know if you got lost as we came out that last building.
Got lost, mate. Have you seen inside the place?
Mate, honestly, listen to me. This is so freaky, right? Listen, I shouted your name for ages. And I swear you must have heard me because you shouted, I'm here or something. Dude, honestly, like, I went back to where the cellar was that we found earlier in the day.
What, the one with the water?
Yeah, the one with the water at the
I
bottom.
found a cellar, but it wasn't that cellar what we went down earlier in the day. It was totally different.
Mate, honest to God, right, I've been in panic mode. I tried ringing your phone. Have you had signal or your battery dead or something?
I've had signal, I've had 4G.
Oh my God, mate, honestly, this is like, I'm so relieved. I can't tell you how relieved I am that I found out we got caught up with you. I've been looking everywhere. I went back to that. I went back to that.
There and I saw a reflection at car, so I've carried on.
So you've really not left this area that much then, really? Because the car's right...
off into that direction over there.
I can't tell you how relieved I am. I was stood at the car for 15, 20 minutes trying to find out where you was. I tried ringing your phone. There was no answer. Oh my God, dude, honestly, I've been like, I didn't know what to do because I obviously didn't want to leave the car in case you turned up. But at the same time, I didn't want to stay there and, you know, you might have injured yourself or whatever. I need to listen back on some of this footage because I swear I shouted out and you called. So you must have been shouting for me. I'm not sure what went on there, whether you shouted for me or not, or I shouted out for you. But there was definitely as well a point when I was recording and there was some footsteps in one of these buildings.
I thought with them, I heard some of that. I thought with them youths, I thought they will be knocking about, but...
Yeah, nah, I did, to be honest, I did think that, but if it was youths, they'd have been laughing, they'd have been joking. This was just like a few steps on at the end of the corridor. Mate, honestly, I'm so freaked out.
I don't like this place at all, mate. Especially at night.
Yeah, I'm a bit freaked out because I know for a fact that what I heard was you calling out. I don't know if it was you calling for me and we were both lost at the same time, or but
shouted.
mate, it was definitely something. So I swear to you, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I promise.
Sure, it wasn't the muse.
No, it wasn't those kids. It was one voice. It sounded like you, and I assumed that you were looking for me as I was looking for you. And I went into that building, obviously, and when I came out, moved about 100 metres down the track, and
So which building do you hear my voice in?
the one where we just come from back down this track.
I haven't been down there.
That's what I'm saying. Because when I came out 100 metres from the track, walked along trying to find you, I saw you off in the distance with your torch, and asked you if you'd been in that direction, and you don't think you've been over there. So I don't know what the hell I heard, but it sounded like you shouting for me, which would make sense if we were both lost. But I don't know, dude. I swear I'm not even kidding you at this point.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I'm freaked out.
James, where are you? James.